in Unit 6, we are going to start learning about language and style. So this is the introductory lesson. So this unit really focuses on word choice and techniques that authors use to convey meaning. Okay, so remember that your word choice does convey your meaning, and you have to make sure that whatever words that you're choosing to use convey the meaning that you want them to convey. So that is what the author or a writer thinks about when they are writing whatever it is they're writing, whether it's an article for the newspaper or an essay, informational essay, or it's a short story or a novel. They have to convey the meaning that they want to convey, and word choice is very important for that. Not only does it make it more interesting, but it also it draws the reader in and makes them, connect through emotions and feelings. Okay, so, and authors will use figurative language to do these, and figurative language is techniques that are used by the author to convey that meaning. So we're going to start talking about figurative language, figures of speech such as connotations, denotations, puns, verbal irony. We'll talk about allusions, some other ones. We'll talk about various ones, but let's just go ahead and watch a very quick video about word choice from Schmoop.
We speak student.
Word choice, a la Schmoop. There are more than 1 million words in the English language, and yet with so many different words to choose from, we often fall back on the same ones over and over again. And it makes sense. Some words are just so simple, understandable, and universal. They're the workhorses of our vocabulary. Yeah, you know how that goes. But a workhorse doesn't always do the trick. Sometimes our conversations and our writing require us to be more selective and, creative. But why is word choice so important? Well, language is a tool. We use words to express the ideas, thoughts, and emotions in our heads to the world via the spoken word or the written word. And because we want others to fully understand what we have to say and not misinterpret anything, we have to care about word choice and choose the appropriate words for each situation. So for example, Max wakes up one morning and tells his mom, "I feel bad." Well, sure, we get the gist of what Max is saying, but he could be more specific. If his stomach is churning and he's fairly certain he's going to spend the next 24 hours in the bathroom, Max should opt for "I feel ill" or "I feel sick" over "I feel bad. If he's down in the mouth about spending yet another boring day in high school, Max could say "I feel depressed." That the football team is going to give him a wedgie again, Max could say "I feel anxious." There are so many words that more accurately convey what Max is feeling than plain old bad. Also, bad isn't likely to grant him a get-out-of-school-free pass card from Mommy Dearest there. Yeah. Let's try another example. Say we have the sentence, "Jane ran to the pie." Well, the word "ran" is perfectly acceptable, but what if Jane's movements could be better articulated by a different word, like skipped, or scurried, or bolted? Well, these words are more descriptive than the word "ran," and they provide us with more interesting visual images. While we tend to not think too hard before we speak in casual conversation, imagine the lengths writers go to in order to come up with the perfect word for something particular they want to convey. Take this line from Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, where Darcy mentions that Elizabeth has fine eyes. Now, Jane Austen could have used any number of adjectives here. She might have had Darcy say that Elizabeth had lovely eyes, or wide eyes, or expressive eyes. But she has him describe Elizabeth's eyes as fine. Of all the words she might have chosen, Jane Austen went for this one. Awesome. Or what about this line from Robert Frost's poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, where the narrator says that the woods are lovely, dark, and deep. The words Frost uses here not only convey a certain image, but they continue the flow of his poetry as the word deep rhymes with the final word in the next 3 lines of the poem. We might think that writers have it tough, sweating over a thesaurus or a dictionary as they search for that perfect word, but what about statesmen? Take the opening words of Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. 70 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Okay, so Lincoln could have started his speech with the less poetical 87 years ago, instead of kicking it old school with that 7 thing. But Lincoln was a gifted orator with a very specific goal for his speech. Not only did he want to emphasize that the Civil War was a fight for the survival of the Union, but he also wanted Americans to understand that the Civil War was a battle for human equality. A human equality set forth in the Declaration of Independence, written 87, also known as 7 years earlier in 1776. It is said that Lincoln was ill with smallpox when he gave the Gettysburg Address, but let's be honest, we know he was probably fretting over word choice. Increasing our vocabulary so we have more choice when it comes to words isn't difficult. Books are great resources, as are books, and more books. And shmup.
Aw, yeah.
Also, we can practice replacing the workhorse words we use when we talk or write with other vocabulary. Won't Max's mom be surprised when he emerges from the bathroom and shows off what he's learned about word choice?